Greetings, YouTube family. Jay the Sage here. And for today's topic of discussion, we're going to be talking about my experience working with the Lord of Flies himself, Beelzebub. So it was about a couple years ago. I'm sure most of you remember the pandemic or C-19 that had occurred back in 2020. So back in 2021, I used him for a healing rite in order to heal my lungs of any bacterial infection and stuff like that, because I had really bad pneumonia at the time. So when I first channeled him, he came in the form of a giant fly. No surprise there, being the Lord of Flies himself. And then gradually he started metamorphosizing into a man with long hair and was practically naked, of all things, but I'm not going to get super into detail about that. I'm just going to say that he had the head of a fly with long hair and these large fly-like wings and whatnot just buzzing around. And then he grew a scorpion tail that was just arched over his head. It was just staring at me. And every time he would talk to me, he would sound like this, "What is your request?" Kind of like a robotic kind of a voice. And so all through, I worked with him for about like 3 to 4 months and whatnot until my pneumonia had improved. But as I was going about working with him, doing daily invocations and channeling and such, I noticed that my lungs were starting to expand, and he was able to help me when going out in public, because the area that I'm living in and whatnot is riddled with airborne bacteria and such. And I was coughing and wheezing real bad. And so he shared with me a few herbal remedies to use that involved green tea and chamomile tea and such. Even lemongrass tea. And being able to infuse his energy with those teas and drinking it as an herbal remedy. So besides healing, what he's also good at is plagues. Being able to infest a whole entire area with a plague of some kind. And he's also good for insectoid magic, which is what he seems to specialize in the most, is working with insects. And for those that work with shamanism and whatnot, insects are part of that category, or I should say like a spin-off category, because there are a lot of insects that can basically do the same things or have the same capabilities as other animals within the animal kingdom. They have venom, some are super duper strong, some are great at mind control, etc., etc. And another thing that I also used him for was awakening my potential, which he can also do the same thing with you. He can heighten your psychic abilities, and he can really help you to discover what your true path entails and help you to see the full potential of what you're truly capable of and what you're truly made of. And he could also enhance your psychic abilities, whatnot, to make you more aware of spirits that may be around your area, as well as when you're astral projecting, out soul traveling. He can make you aware of the surroundings within particular realms and such. he can also introduce you to, he can also help you to gain more money and stuff like that, because another aspect of him is being able to obtain large quantities of wealth. And he can also help you to alchemize any trauma that you're dealing with and turn it into a positive and turn it into a source of power per se. And so as I was going about working with him in that regard, one of the things that he actually pointed out to me when I was to advance more of my necromantic practices and such. And that's also another thing that I like him for, is his version of necromancy is out of this world. Like literally and whatnot, like the certain kinds of realms and whatnot that he was able to guide me through and such. Really terrific. And so for those that don't know Beelzebub, he hails within a sphere of the Qliphoth known as Gagiel. And he also had led me into that area as well. And another thing that he helped me with was to dissolve my astral body and to improve it, to strengthen my astral body, which he did and went up by leading me up into a huge tree, because those that have ever experienced Gagiel, it's a demonic version of Jurassic Park. If you've ever seen Jurassic Park, it looks just like that, but with all these air pollutants and stuff like that. So he led me up into this large tree where he looked like a moth with these purple wings and still a fly-like head. And he had this huge stinger one that was protruding out of his lower abdomen. He pinned me to a wall where he sprayed acidic silk all over me and whatnot, basically encasing me into a cocoon, and was able to help me dissolve my astral body and help me to awaken a new god form and such. But of course, this was all happening during dream meditation and such. So yes, if you would like to work with him and whatnot, I highly encourage you to do it, because he is great at many, many things. Like, again, heightening your potential, even heightening your psychic senses and stuff like that. If you're looking for monetary gain, perhaps looking to get into love magic and such like that, he is good at all of that. Or if you're looking to get into herbalistic shamanism, maybe insectoid shamanism, he's great for that as well. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Take care.